Hey guys, Joe DeMarco from the Crazy New York Driver Show for Friday, February 6, 2015. Today we're going to be talking about promoting your eBay business, your eBay store, to be specific. This is very important and it's also very timely, and I'll explain why shortly. You can basically see the topics that we're going to be covering today on the whiteboard behind you, which is of course promoting your eBay store. We're going to talk about Twitter, a little bit more about the Facebook groups and meetups. eBay radio plays a very important part. And the thought for the week, the eBay thought for the week, is there are no small sellers, just sellers that haven't reached their full potential yet. Okay? So let's get started. First of all, guys, I have talked in the past about eBay radio, how I really encourage all of you guys to listen in. It's on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 11 o'clock out west and 2 p.m. here on the East Coast. Number one, you can learn a lot of tips from it. Number two, if you have a particular problem or comment or issue, you're allowed to call in. You have to register, of course, with your eBay ID. You're allowed to call in and ask a question of Griff. And also, if you're a top-rated seller, eBay will occasionally call you and ask you if you will do a 15-minute interview. And as you know, they've called me periodically, and they called me again on Tuesday. And they asked me if I could do a 15-minute interview about promoting your eBay business. And I said, sure. So I decided to do the same thing here on this video, and this way we can conjoin the two. Okay? I'm also dropping a link below. If you guys want to actually hear the interview, you can either listen to the entire show, or I will be in section number 4, my particular interview, where I talk to Lee and Griff. But for those of you who didn't catch the show or who don't have time to listen, I'll go over it right now. First of all, there is some big Twitter news which feeds right into this topic. An announcement was made that tentatively, and I'm saying tentatively, Twitter and Google have reached a deal where the tweets on Twitter will go out in search results. So if you guys are going to tweet your eBay merchandise or your eBay store, it will be picked up in search. That being said, I would like to announce something. I have started a brand new Twitter account for the express purpose of eBay. Okay? Now guys, you may remember a while back we talked about Facebook groups and getting together and following each other on eBay. We can do the same thing on Twitter. Okay? This is my brand new account. If you want to follow me on Twitter, it's @HubcapJoes. Okay? It's a brand new account. I've made exactly one tweet. Alright? I'm waiting actually for confirmation when this deal goes through, and once our tweets are in search and being picked up, then I'll start tweeting my eBay store. And what I suggest we all do, guys, I suggest we all follow each other on Twitter for the express purpose of giving each other visibility. For instance, let's say I put out a tweet tomorrow about a particular eBay auction that I have. If you're following me, you could retweet my tweet, and that would help me in search. Then, of course, if you tweet one of your eBay listings, I would retweet yours to help you in search. I think this is a super idea where we can help each other, just like we did when we followed each other on eBay. But I really think this will have more results. So again, guys, it's on the whiteboard behind me, in case you forgot it. Twitter, @HubcapJoes. You can follow me right now if you want. All right? And if you want me to follow you, you know what? You could either request it below, or once you start following me and I get the notice you're following me, I can follow you. All right? Remember, this is for eBay purposes for the most part. I mean, you're free to tweet whatever you want. That's your business. But I'm hopefully going to really rev up everybody's eBay sales, mine included. I think this is a real good opportunity for us to really increase sales, and I think you guys will go along with that. Also, I mentioned Pinterest on the radio discussion. Pinterest, I've always thought of as a woman's thing, something that women are into, but more and more men are starting to use Pinterest. I have a Pinterest account. I don't do a lot on it. I've pinned a few things. I mean, some people in the Facebook groups really think Pinterest is the best thing ever. Respectfully, I guess I just don't know it well enough. I definitely haven't mastered it. If any of you guys have any Pinterest tips, I'd love to hear them, because I am what they call a newbie on Pinterest. But I'm trying. I'm trying. Of course, with the Facebook groups, I've been talking about this for weeks. I have placed an awful lot of people over the last few weeks. And to rehash the purpose of the Facebook groups, guys, this is important. We're here to give each other help and support with eBay questions and issues. We do not diss each other, and we do not go on rants, okay? These groups are not places to rant about how you hate this and hate that. If you have a particular problem, like if someone scams you, or if you get a defect that's wrong, that's fine. You can talk about that, but just not constant negativity. We are a positive group, and we're really making good headway. I think the Facebook groups are an invaluable asset, because anyone that's tried to call eBay knows that there are times you're going to be on the phone for an hour waiting, okay? It's not like that on Facebook. You'll wait maybe 2 minutes. Now granted, not all groups are going to be that helpful. There are public groups and there are private closed groups. I myself recommend the private closed groups because they are a lot tighter with their screening processes. That's why I've been breaking your chops a lot about let me see your account, let me see your name, let me see who you are, to avoid the riffraff, okay? I mean, you can go into those public groups, and I'm not knocking them, not at all. But I'm just telling you, the riffraff has accessibility to the public groups, and that's what you want to watch out for. How have your sales been this last week? And do you notice they still come in waves? I've had actually a pretty decent week. I had a lot of actually more expensive sales this week than I have had in a long time. And that's always welcome. We had yet another snow and ice storm on Monday. I didn't even go to work. You know that? I didn't even go. I said, screw it. Who needs to be driving in 8 inches of snow and ice? That's one thing I've learned. People don't do anything when it's snowy and nasty like that. So I stayed home on Monday, and I actually had quite a good eBay sales day Monday, so it worked out. I boxed everything, got everything ready, printed labels, and I was good to go. I noticed the sales do come in droves. It's either like feast or famine. And somebody in one of the Facebook groups brought up something that we brick and mortar store people call the herd effect. And I'm sure if you work in the brick and mortar industry, you know what I'm talking about. It's not uncommon for an hour or two to go by and get very little or no sales. Then all of a sudden, people will just start coming in, car after car, all at one time. It's just something they call the herd effect, and it's very prevalent in brick and mortar stores. And someone in the Facebook groups tried to equate that to what's going on with eBay, how our sales are going in cycles. And quite frankly, I don't think they're the same thing. Because anytime I hear my iPhone go ka-ching, I know soon after it's going to go ka-ching again. The sales come really close together, like a rapid-fire machine gun, and then it gets quiet. It's just the pattern I've been documenting. I don't know if this is going to go on forever. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. Okay, I'd like to know, guys, what are your thoughts regarding some of the things I've told you today? do you guys actively listen to eBay radio? And if you don't, hey, that's your business. I'm not telling you what to do. This is an open forum. Everyone gets his own opinion. Just no hating. But what do you think about eBay radio? Now, granted, I consider myself an eBay fanboy, so all right, let's not even think about that. Let's just talk about what you guys think. Anything that helps us sell on eBay, I consider a positive thing. All right? I think it's a lot easier to sell on eBay than on Amazon. Of course, I don't sell on Amazon, but I'm just saying, from everything I've learned and information I've amassed, I think eBay is still the best selling platform to be on. Now, I've been reading about the defects, the defect system, how some people are getting unwanted defects, and yes, I still feel the defect system needs to be fine-tuned. All right? There is no reason a person should get a defect if a customer says, well, it's not the right shade of blue. Because this happened to somebody on one of the Facebook groups. They sold like a blue vase, and the person got it and said, oh, I thought it was going to be a lighter blue. And they gave him a defect for it, for item not as described. And that kind of thing, in my opinion, is not right. That's a very, very callous way to throw a defect at a person. However, if a person gets a vase that's broken, well, that's another story. That does deserve a defect. Now, guys, as I said, I'm going to be putting 2 links below. Link number 1 will be the eBay radio segment that I was in. You can either listen to the whole show, or if you want to hear just my section, I believe it's part number 4. The second link I'm going to put under that is the article about Twitter and Google making a deal to make our tweets searchable. And I think this is a good thing. All right? I think this could be a very good thing. To remind you, that is my brand new Twitter account, @HubcapJoes. Feel free to follow me. I never really was a big Twitter guy. You know how I said I always thought that Pinterest was for women? Well, I always thought Twitter was for kids. So I figure it can work for my eBay venue too. And it can work for yours. I really do believe this. This could be a big thing for us, guys. So to rehash on today's video, see, I didn't keep you too long this week, did I? Number 1, remember to promote your eBay store as much as you can. It's great if you have the same name. For instance, I'm Hubcap Joe's on eBay. You can also catch me on Pinterest, on Twitter, etc., etc. It's a way of establishing your name and your brand. eBay radio, I consider a natural resource. I'm for anything that helps sellers sell on eBay. Okay? Again, if I've added you to the Facebook groups, welcome aboard. If I haven't, I should tell you that I'm really super far behind with reading emails. I'm doing it slowly but surely. I'm a one-man show here, guys. All right? I'm doing the best I can. There was a few people I didn't add because their Facebook didn't tell me enough information. Okay? What can I say? And of course, let's follow each other on Twitter. If you want, as I said, you could either post your Twitter below and I'll follow you that way, or you could just follow me, and once you follow me, I'll start following you. I can't follow you ahead of time because I don't know who you are. I mean, each one has an advantage. If you follow me, bang, I can follow you right away. Or if you put your Twitter below, I guess other people that are watching this video could follow you. So take that into your mind. Do you want that? If you do, post it. If you don't, then don't. Right now, I have to tell you something very important. I'm Crazy New York Driver, and you're not. Thanks for watching. I'm sure there's going to be some questions, and the questions are always welcome. Comments are welcome. You're free to talk about any eBay issue. I will not tolerate any hating. All right? Not that any of you are haters, but I'm just telling you, there'll be no hating on this channel. I'll run a hater out of here on a rail, and I've done it in the past. Thanks for watching, guys. Again, I'm Crazy New York Driver, you're not. See you next Friday right here on the Crazy New York Driver Show. Rock on.